Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method and day 13 of our 30-day movement challenge. Today's class is all about the spine, so I'm going to be taking you through some twisting postures to unlock and relieve some tension throughout the spine, but we're mainly going to be focusing on strengthening up those spinal muscles that run along the spinal column in order to keep us safe and protected with our movement. Today you're just going to need your body and your mat. When you're ready, I'll meet you there. Okay, today we're going to start on our bellies. So I want you to lay down so that you're on your belly. And I want you to start just by bringing your arms down by your side and gaze over to one shoulder. And just allow yourself to relax for a moment. Feel the entire front side of the body on the mat. And see if you can send your breath to your back, expanding through the mid-spine and the shoulder blades and allowing the breath to just kind of move up and down the spine with every inhale and every exhale. Just taking a couple moments to get connected, to get grounded, to get centered. Good. From here, I want you to bring your hands right underneath you and prop yourself up onto your forearms. You want your elbows to almost touch the top of your rib cage, so really hugging everything in. And we're pressing down into the forearms, pressing down into each fingertip. And then I want you to quite literally walk your front hip bones underneath you. So we're shortening the front side of the pelvis and widening the back side of the pelvis, pressing through the tops of the feet to set up this shape. So now I'm going to think about dragging my body forward with my elbows as I lift my heart, pull the belly in. See if you can feel those low back muscles activate. Feeling the shoulder blades onto the back. And then exhale, just release that a little bit. Bring your chin down towards your chest. Let your legs relax. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. So starting through the tops of the feet, letting that energy travel all the way into the glutes, into the low back. Lift the heart. Press down through the elbows. And release. Everything gets a little soft. 1 more time. Belly button off the mat. Kneecaps off the mat. Pushing into those elbows. Lift the heart. Coming into the Sphinx shape. So pulling the elbows towards you as you pull your heart through. Beautiful. Release that and readjust. So now I want you to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders and walk your hands back so that your thumbs are about at the middle of your rib cage. Pressing through the tops of the feet. And then elbows are going to point to the sky. As you inhale, pulling your belly button off the mat, start to lift your chest, using the hands for just a little bit of support. Now from here, come down about halfway and start to float your hands. So now those back muscles really turn on, keeping the feet down. Exhale, release about halfway, keeping the hands light and floating. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes. So it's not a huge movement. It's a subtle movement, but we're doing these back sit-ups, I like to call them. Good. 2 more. Just feeling that low back turn on. Good. 1 more time. You're going to lift up. You're going to hold. And release. Good. Bring your left arm out so it's in line with your left shoulder. Glue that left shoulder onto the mat. Look to your right. Using your right hand for support, start to take that right leg up and over. You can stand on that right foot or just simply let it hang out. If this is too much, you can always just bring that knee down. Finding a gentle twist through the back and finding an opening through that left shoulder. Let your head relax. Come back to your center and switch. Take that right hand out in line with the right shoulder. Look to your left. I'm using my left hand for support to then bring that left leg up and over. Pressing my right shoulder into the ground, just letting the head relax. Good. Coming back to your center. Bringing both fingertips out to the side. Lift your chest. Take your feet wide. And exhale. Come back to center. We'll do that 2 more times. Kind of rolling through the back of the head. All the way through the spine. Lift the chest. And exhale. Roll all the way down. 1 more time. Connecting that movement. Inhale. And exhale. We'll press back to our child's pose. So bringing the hands underneath you. Bringing the big toes to touch, open the knees wide, and stretch your hips back. Feel that length. And just pause here. As you inhale, rise up onto the right fingertips ever so slightly. Start to slide this left arm through, finding a gentle twist. A thread the needle variation with the hips back towards the heels in our child's pose shape. Come back to your center and just gently switch sides, sliding that right hand underneath with the palm up. Let your head relax, let your hips relax. Beautiful. Coming back to your center, coming to a tabletop position now, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the hips under the knees as always. Start to take your left leg back and your right arm forward for spinal balance. Pushing into that left arm, pulling your belly in, feeling the back turn on. And then we're going to bring that right hand down, bring that left heel in line with your left hip. Start to reach up with that left arm, reaching straight above you and not behind you. Allowing the gaze to go up or take the gaze down to your right hand. Feeling that rotation all the way through the neck, and then that left hand releases. Pick up your left foot, crossing it all the way over to the right side of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Keep pushing into that left hand to lift the heart, and then come back to center. Release and switch sides. Take that right leg back. Take your left arm forward. The toes dial down. The belly pulls in, staying strong in that right arm. Good. The left hand releases as you bring that right heel in line with your right hip. Reach up with that right hand. Twist. Breathing into that right side. Pressing through the outer edge of that foot. Staying strong through the body as you come back to center. Cross that right foot over off the left side of your mat. Pressing through the ball of the foot. Really exaggerate that twist through the left arm. And come back to your center. As you're ready, release that. Walk your hands forward and come into downward facing dog. Send those hips up. So you can keep the knees bent if you like here. Or if the legs are straight, that's cool too. But I want you to take a little bit of a shorter down dog and a little bit of a wider down dog. So your feet are going to be wider and you're going to have a little bit of a shorter stance here. And the heels don't have to touch the ground. That doesn't really matter. I want you to pull your belly in. And right here, you're going to start to free up your left hand, staying strong through the legs. Take your left arm and start to reach back for your right calf, your right thigh, or your right ankle. Twisting underneath your right armpit, look underneath the right arm. Start to use that hand on the calf to maybe pull yourself through a little bit more. Nothing forced. And then come back to your center, pressing down and forward into that left hand. Notice how my heart melts towards the thighs. I'm going to free up that right hand and reach for the thigh, the knee, or the calf. And then coming back to your center as you're ready, just stretch. And then lift the heels and bring your feet back closer to one another. Coming into this downward dog shape, start to reach your right leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, step wide to a runner's lunge. So taking the foot to the outside of your right hand, bringing your back knee down, just pause here. So squeezing that left glute, start to take the heel towards your left glute. And then control that release, bringing that left foot down. From here, bring that left hand out to support, reach your right arm up. So you can stay here, or you're going to add on. You're going to start to pull that heel in as you reach back for the foot. And then come back to center, control. Good, pull the heel in, reach the right arm up and behind you, and release, control the movement. One more time, reach that right arm up and behind you, pulling that left heel in. Maybe you grab the foot, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. We're using our hamstring to pull that heel in. Keep pushing into that left arm, twisting through the spine, and then everything releases together. Picking up that left foot, sweep the right leg high, and release, downward facing dog. Taking the left leg up. Good, stepping wide to that runner's lunge. Bring the back knee down. Bring the top of that right foot down. And then same thing. Pull the heel into the glute. And release the top of the foot. Start to find that twist. You can always stay here or start to pull the heel in as you reach back. And then we control the release, releasing the top of that foot as you rotate that left hand down, and then do it again. That left foot stays nice and stable. The right arm is there for support. And control. Good, one more time. Pull that heel in, reach back for the foot. Pause here. And then control that release. That left hand comes down. Pick up that back knee. Sweep the left leg high. Good. And release. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, bend the knees and step your feet between your hands. Good. Take a halfway lift and let that bring you all the way up to a standing position. Bring your palms to touch overhead and then hands will come to heart. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. And now from here, that left arm's going to reach forward as that right arm sweeps back, taking a little twist through the spine. Good. Coming back to center. And switch. Good. Coming back to center. Bring the hands to the low back and just supporting the back side of the pelvis. Find just a gentle back bend here, lifting the heart. And exhale, we'll roll all the way down, pulling the belly in. Coming into that forward fold, staying strong through the legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, stepping back to a plank position. And then coming down to the knees and all the way down to the belly. From here, I want you to bring your arms down by your side, bring your chin to the mat. So pressing your chin into the mat, you're going to keep your arms down. From here, I'm just going to lift my right foot off the mat. See what you notice. And then release that. And then pressing through the top of that right foot, lift your left heel off the mat. Notice that. And release that. Now I'm going to keep my feet down, start to lift your chest. And as if you were trying to drag your entire body forward with just your hands, roll the shoulder blades onto the back and press down and back into your palms. Good. Release that. 2 more. Lifting the chest, keep the feet down, press your hands down and back, and release. 1 more time. Keeping the legs strong, keeping the glutes strong. Start to drag yourself energetically forward with those hands, and release. Go ahead and stack your forearms, bringing your chin to your hands, and just windshield wiper those legs side to side. Good. Releasing the feet, pressing yourself back up, and coming back to your downward facing dog. Just reset and notice the difference. Good. Reach your right leg up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Step through. Now placing that foot between the hands. Keeping that left hand down, reach your right arm up. So staying light through that back foot. Start to lighten up through those left fingertips as you start to rise up, reach forward and back. Good. Start to bring the left hand down as you reach the right arm up, finding that T shape, keeping the legs nice and strong. Do that again. Start to lighten up through those left fingertips as you reach back, reach forward. And then come back to that T shape with the arms. Good. 1 more time. Reach back as you start to reach forward. And then start to come back to that shape. That right arm sweeps down. Sweep the right leg up. And release. Switching sides. Left leg goes up. Inhale. Use your core to step through to that lunge. Pause. So set up your foundation. Left knee is strong. Left foot is strong. Keeping that right hand down. Reach up with your left fingertips. So I rise up onto my fingertips first. Start to set my eyes on something still as I find that twist. The legs stay nice and strong. Work that wobble. And then come back to center. Bring the right hand down and the left arm up. We'll do that 2 more times. Nice and slow, controlled movement, finding that twist. And then release. Taking the right hand down and the left arm up. Remember, always, one side is always going to feel a little bit different. Maybe a little bit more challenging. Coming back to that twist last time. Good. Sweep that left arm through. Take the left leg high to the sky. And release to your downward facing dog. Make those little adjustments through the hands and the feet and notice the difference. Good. Take a breath in. And release. Bend the knees. Stepping forward towards the top of your space. Take that halfway lift. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take that twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And switch. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, just bring hands to heart. Take a breath in, shrug the shoulders up, and exhale, let the shoulders relax down the back. Release the arms. Inhale, reach up. And this time we'll dive over the legs, finding that forward fold. Pause. Take a halfway lift. Plant your palms and step back to your plank. Once again, coming all the way down to your bellies. Good. Now bring your arms out in front of you. Palms will be down. Tops of the feet are down. Belly buttons off the mat. So from here, I'm going to lift my right leg. I'm going to lift my right arm as I keep pressing through my left hand and my left foot. I'm going to release that down and switch. So pressing through my right hand, pressing through the top of that right foot, using that to lift the arm, lift the leg. Starting to alternate between each sides on your breath, just noticing what you feel. Pressing through that opposite arm and opposite leg to find that back engagement. Good. One more time, each side. See if you can lift up 1 more inch each time. And then as you're ready, go ahead and release that. Bring your forehead to the mat. Press your feet and your hands into the ground. Finding a nice neutral spine here. Good. Taking the hands behind you with the palms up. Just lift the chest and lower. Rolling everything forward and then everything rolls back. 2 more. Lift the chest. Palms are up. Reach back behind you and lower. 1 more time. Reach up, reach back behind you. Now start to spin the palms. Start to lift the legs. Just breathe. Feeling that engagement through the entire back side of the body and then release that. Bring your hands underneath you. Pressing yourself back to a child's pose. Letting that go. Good. Just gently walk your hands all the way off to the right side of your mat. Pushing into the fingertips to keep the hips heavy. Breathing right into that left rib cage. And then slowly making your way over to the left. Good. Pausing here for just a moment, feeling that space, and then gently coming back to your center. Just pause. Good. From here, go ahead and rise up and shift your hips so that you're on your butt. And we're going to roll onto our backs this time. So pulling the knees into the chest, feeling the shoulder blades on the back. Just rock your head side to side. Notice what you feel in the neck and shoulders. And then you're going to plant your feet. So you're going to start with this left hand. You're going to slide the left hand right underneath your low back to your wrist so that the palm is down and pressing in. This is going to feel a little odd at first, especially if you've never done this movement. So I'm going to let the left shoulder relax, let that elbow relax. I'm going to drop my knees to the same side, so left side, and they can stay staggered. This right arm, I'm going to start to reach up and over until I feel that tension or that stretch through the back side of the arm, through the shoulder. Keep pressing through that left hand, but let your left shoulder kind of relax. And just notice what you feel. And this doesn't need to look a certain way. We just want it to feel good. Feel like we're getting a stretch. Beautiful. Coming back to center and switch. This is a great thing to do after a long day at work or sitting in a car all day. Drop those knees to the right. So you want to slide right to the wrist. The palm is down. Keeping that right shoulder down, start to reach up and over your right side. Good. Coming back to center. Sliding both arms out. Go ahead and inhale, reach the arms up. And from here, take your feet wide. Let your knees fall to the right. Take your right heel, place it on top of your left. Let that left hip come up. Just notice this stretch through the entire left side body. And then we'll just switch, keeping the arms overhead. Let your knees stagger as you drop them to the left. Take that left heel, place it on top of your right, allowing that right hip to come up. Pressing that knee down towards the ground with that opposite heel. And then coming back to center. Taking your knees together, bring your arms to your hands to your belly and your arms down by your side. And just close the eyes, let that settle for a moment. You can tick-tock the knees in and out of the midline if that feels good, or just simply stay stagnant right here. Noticing the differences in the spine and in the body. And then from here, I want you to extend your legs. You're going to prop yourself up onto your forearms. You're going to slide your hands completely underneath you so that you're quite literally sitting on your butt. Or sitting on your hands. And then you're going to point your toes, squeeze your butt. Pressing through the hands, lift the heart, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back. Start to extend through the crown of the head rather than just dropping it. And think about reaching the crown of the head towards the mat, maybe taking your gaze back behind you, feeling that stretch through the neck. Keep pushing through the elbows. If this is too much, make sure you back off a little, keeping the belly strong and the toes pointed. Then slowly come back to your center, bringing your chin to your chest. Do that one more time, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, following the gaze all the way back. And coming back to your center, nice and slow. Beautiful. Go ahead and slide those hands out from underneath you, pulling your knees back into your chest. Taking some circles across the ceiling with the knees, just giving the low back a little last love. And then cactus the arms, dropping the knees to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Once again, just noticing the differences in the body. And as you inhale, coming back through your center, over to the left. And just pause here. Good. Inhale, coming back to your center, wrapping your arms around your shins and coming just to your mid-spine. And then release with the soles of the feet together and let the knees open with your hands on your belly. If this is too much for the hips, you can definitely find Shavasana here. But if you'd like a different variation, bring the soles of the feet together as you let the knees open, allowing the hips to open, and just pause for a quick moment of stillness. Just absorbing all the movement. Noticing the difference. And as you're ready, grabbing onto the knees and pulling your knees in towards your chest, rocking side to side gently. And either rolling onto one side or rocking yourself up to a seat. Bringing the hands to the knees and just roll out those shoulders one last time. Drop your ear towards your shoulder on one side and then switch. Just noticing the differences. Coming back to center, bring the hands together in front of your heart, bow your chin to your chest. As always, sealing in our practice, honoring yourself first and foremost for showing up, for taking the time, for carving out the space. Give yourself that salute, that honor, that grace. And then take this energy with you. Let it travel with you the rest of your day, the rest of your week, wherever you are. Bringing your thumbs to your forehead and lifting the gaze. Finding space for gratitude for whatever it is we're grateful for today. And with that gratitude, we bow to this practice and to all things. Namaste. Thank you all once again for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.